Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Bandwidth for TWiT specials is provided by Cashfly at CACHEFLY.com.
Hey, and welcome to the Square Enix booth, E3 2013.
Oh my God.
Me and Lamarr here. Are you excited?
I am. It's been a day, but I've been wanting to see Square Enix for the longest. They're such a good development company.
They really are.
And what's one of the biggest franchises they have?
I mean, let me just think. I bet it would be the final version of this game.
The final version.
They won't come out with any more,
No,
I'm
and it's
sure.
a fantasy that we're having that they won't come out with anymore.
No more.
They're
no
going to
more
keep
Final
doing
Fantasy.
20, 30, 40.
So I don't know if you remember. This is at the very beginning of the day. We were talking about Final Fantasy and during the Sony press conference, and I was a little confused over what Final Fantasy games were coming out. I've since done some research, and I found out.
Tell me which ones.
Let's start from the beginning. We got 10, Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2. Those are both
already
came out.
Okay.
They're coming out again for the PlayStation Vita. The portable,
okay.
Then you have Final Fantasy 13, which is actually Lightning's Return, so it's a sequel to Final Fantasy 13, but they can't do 13-2 because they already came out with that. Okay.
Because I remember playing 13.
Right.
But somehow she returns with the same game number.
Right.
What are they doing?
Okay. We're not finished. We're not finished.
There's more.
Right. Yes. So Final Fantasy 14 is an MMO around Final Fantasy.
Probably got to pay a monthly fee.
Most likely.
play that.
Maybe not.
I don't
Maybe
like
they're
those
going
type of
free to
games.
play. Maybe,
Okay.
perhaps. Okay, now you would think we're done, right? We just covered.
That's it.
Technically, we covered 4 games.
Yeah,
I
we're
can't
done.
do
We
math.
go home, right?
Right. No.
Uh-oh.
No. They announced at the Sony press conference that there's Final Fantasy 15. Which is different than Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns and 10 and 10-2 or 14.
And this is for the PS4.
Correct.
And that's their big, regular, normal Final Fantasy.
Get excited.
Okay, all
so
right.
we are we're done with that. We are actually gonna check out Final Fantasy 14. Shannon is a huge Final Fantasy fan.
Yeah, well,
so she's gonna be the one
Absolutely.
who kind of.
And what's this right behind us? Is this the Lightning?
This is Lightning's Return.
Okay.
So it's in the same universe as Final Fantasy 13.
Is this a PS3 or going to be a PS4 version?
I'm actually not. I
it
believe,
might be both.
I believe that this
It looks
is
really good.
PS3.
Don't tell anybody, because even though we're on air, don't keep it a secret. But I always thought Lightning was kind of hot. But don't
Oh
tell.
my God! Look at that pink hair.
Yeah.
Got a thing for colored hair. Okay, so so there's Final Fantasy 13 Lightning's Return.
Exactly.
Another thing that Square Enix introduced,
Oh.
which you, sir, are very excited
because
about,
a lot of my audience loves this game.
is
What is this called?
Kingdom of the Heart. No, Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
Now, what we're seeing here is actually not Kingdom Hearts 3, which was announced and...
This looks good for it. Yeah, this is the HD remix, right?
This is Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD remix.
It looks really
so they took
good.
the original Kingdom Hearts and added a really nice layer of HD textures.
So who is this marketed to? Just people who got the PS3 who wanted to play Kingdom Hearts but never could?
I have found out through my research here at E3 2013, there are a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans.
Yes.
Tons of them.
Yes.
And so this speaks to them. If you want to either experience it for the first time, maybe you played Kingdom Hearts 2 and it was really fun, but Kingdom Hearts 1 was just too old. You can now play through Kingdom Hearts 1.
Very nice.
You're such a super fan that all you were missing was playing through Kingdom Hearts one more time.
Yes,
you can now do it with
complete your
HD. Exactly.
It looks fantastic.
It really does look good.
Now, they're not showing us the Kingdom Hearts 2. That was the 3, sorry, that was released.
Right.
They're not showing us that. Shame on them.
Not out here.
Okay. But that game, I mean, the applause that happened, what I saw on Twitter, people were going crazy with this new Kingdom Hearts. They were losing their minds. There's even one announced. So that is That's awesome. They got some diehard fans.
Oh, big
But you
time.
get to play with Disney characters. I mean, how cool is that?
Big time. So some
Yeah.
other things that they have announced is Deus Ex The Fall, which is another Deus Ex title. I love Deus Ex.
Okay, I have never played
So
that.
I need to find out more information about that.
Okay.
What else have they done? They're pimping Saints Row 4.
New Saints Row, okay.
And Thief.
Thief.
Let's talk about Thief.
Yes.
It's not available. There's a
Is that like
theater
Assassin's Creed?
similar.
'Cause
It was before Assassin's Creed.
Okay,
This
okay.
was, if you wanted a stealth game where you hide around in the shadows and kill people for fun,
That's me.
that was, you're right. Right, me
yeah,
and you. That's
yeah.
what we do.
That's what I do in real
for
life.
fun, right?
Yeah, okay.
Thief was your game
Wow.
back in 2003, 2002.
Wow, okay.
Like back in the day.
Okay.
That was the assassin game that you killed people in stealth.
Gotcha. So now it's back.
Now it's back, and it doesn't even have a byline. It's just Thief because it's like Doctor Who. It's been out
it's
so
like,
long.
You know what?
Right, we're bringing it back. So we haven't been able to see that, but very,
Is it
very
a remix
excited.
or a completely new game?
Complete new game.
Nice,
Complete new
nice.
game.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and head on over to Final Fantasy 14.
14
I gotta get my
online.
numbers right. Where we will actually get exclusive access to jump the line and get into their theater.
Eorzea, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods. Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp, twisted beyond all reckoning, rotten nigh to the core.
Almighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno and Champion of the Sun, thy humble servant summon thee!
Your souls will burn for eternity.
Yet it must be saved.
Surrender yourselves unto me. I would feast upon your ether. None shall stand against the wind.
Only Garlean rule can bring order to Eorzea. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the Inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn!
I must trust in my ability to remember the faces of my enemies.
This dark, stifling presence. We are being watched.
The Enterprise is no ordinary ship, and I'm no ordinary captain. In case you'd forgotten, Gaius, it's Sid Garland.
The tale of the crystal's demise. So announced this morning some rather exciting news from our development team in Japan, confirming that we'll be releasing the game on PS4 next year, as well as obviously the PS3 and Windows PC versions in August 27th this year.
With TWiT, I'm Shannon Morse coming to you from E3 2013. Haha, surprise! I made it on camera.
What? Oh my gosh!
Hi, Chad.
Hey, Shannon.
So I just checked out Final Fantasy XIV. It's this brand new MMO-style game that's from the Final Fantasy series, of course.
Wow, okay, so you just did that, and then I just checked out Thief.
You checked out Thief. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Final Fantasy.
Go ahead.
This is kind of near and dear to my heart. I've been playing since, like, early days of, like, the 2D style Final Fantasy, like, 4 and 5 back in the day. And of course, you always have certain special characters in your heart, like the chocobos and whatnot.
Loved.
Some of my favorite parts about Final Fantasy XIV is the fact that you still have Sid, which is a very famous character.
Oh, good, yeah.
You still have the chocobos, and you can ride the chocobos. They even take damage for you in fights. I'm really excited for that.
Like when you're on them or off of them?
When you're off of them, they can
So they're
act
like,
as your buddy. Yeah, they'll like peck at the monsters and stuff like that. So
they love you too.
The fact that this is an MMO made me think maybe it's just on PC, but it's actually also on PS3. It will be released on PS4 as well in 2014. It's really cool because you can play as a conjurer, a gladiator, you can play as a healer and like a tank type of character.
Right.
So you get to choose a specific character that you feel that you would be best as, and then you can change around that character. You aren't set to a specific look. You have the ability to kind of switch it around, kind of like what you can do in WoW and with Skyrim and games like that, which is also a very interesting aspect because I've never played a Final Fantasy MMO before, but from my experience with 7, 8, 9, 13 and whatnot, you've never really gotten to do that before. You're stuck with your lightning character or whoever that you have. So it sounds like a really cool game.
So one question, the cross-platform stuff, can all those cross-platform people play together?
I hope so.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. They didn't really say that you could or could not play together. They also didn't mention a monthly price, but given it's an MMO online multiplayer game, you might have to pay something around $15 or so, which I would worry about because I'm not really willing to pay that much amount of money. But it is Final Fantasy, so
Cool.
tell me about
So, one more question. As a Final Fantasy player, this looks compelling.
This looks really compelling.
Okay.
I would say the graphics are a little bit lower than Final Fantasy XIII and some of the newer, higher quality games that they have.
Right.
But I think that's because it's an online experience, and they're trying to bring this to people without having a bunch of lag and a bunch of terrible issues with graphics. So it's going to be really cool. I'm very excited to see it. They have some gameplay going on behind us, and I'm kind of excited to check out that too. So hopefully I can butt my way in there and check it out.
Right. Awesome. Okay, so let me tell you about Thief. First, it was a exclusive sort of area. We weren't allowed to film anything, so I can't show you any footage. But Thief has been a franchise that's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
They were probably the very first assassin-type game. And so in this version, they're kind of switching it up where it's first person, and so your view is very, very intimate.
Yeah.
And as you're walking through the world, you can see your hands, and when you scale walls, you see the character use a grappling hook to kind of jump on top. So that was a neat aspect that I wasn't expecting.
That sounds very like Mirror's Edge. Did you ever play that game?
Yes, very much. And
very
some of
first
the parkour,
person,
sort of climbing on stuff. Absolutely. So in Thief, one thing that I really like about it is you're not really a good guy. You are there
you are a thief.
To steal for your own benefit. And so that's what we were seeing a playthrough of, is he was stealing a priceless item from a duke's home because the whole town was in riots over some other political thing.
Awesome.
You were taking advantage of the situation just to get money.
I don't know if I'd be able to play that. I might be like, but I'm doing bad things.
No, it seems awesomely in a gray area. And so there's a real motivation to go steal money and and try to, and so go up to guards and pickpocket them. There's some nice pickpocketing mechanics, And then on top of that, there were some really great mechanics with instinct. It seems like a lot of these games are kind of like they give you a sixth sense to play with.
Right.
And the instinct in this game was really nice. It highlighted a few objects that you may not have noticed. And then also there was a way for you to, instead of seeing like an outline of a character, like some games, if you need to see through a wall, they'll show you this obvious outline.
Yeah, of course.
What they did was they showed...
And it's kind of annoying.
It's super annoying.
Yeah.
It takes you out of the game. It's not at all. So what they did was they showed you audio footsteps. If there was a footstep on the other side of the wall, you could see the noise pattern.
That's
and
cool.
It seemed way more natural. And you have to use your own skill to kind of figure out, are they walking in that direction? You can't tell which way they're facing. You just see the footsteps. It was a really...
That's
it seems
really
like a
interesting.
really good game design.
So when is this one being released? Did they say?
No word yet on release.
Man.
At least that
Come
I could
on,
find
Square
out.
Enix. They're teasing us here.
I know. But it would be for next-gen consoles and
Awesome.
the computer.
Yes,
PC.
of
There
course,
you go. That's
of
the word I was
course,
looking
cool.
for. So next-gen Xbox and PlayStation 4 and the computer for Thief.
Well, they're definitely kicking it out of the ballpark this year with
Tons of
all the new
games.
Final Fantasy releases and Thief. And
Yep.
there's even like Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yep.
I'm so stoked for this
Yep.
year. There's
Yep.
excellent video games coming out.
Very, very much so. Very
I'm
much
so tired.